Welcome to Crosstalk, where real conversations spark real change. This is your front row seat to the journeys of local entrepreneurs, ministry leaders, artists, and everyday people making a difference right here in our community. Each week, we dive into honest conversations, how dreams got started, the challenges faced, and the vision shaping our future. It's about more than business or titles. It's about passion, purpose, and the heart behind the hustle. So whether you're looking for inspiration, practical advice, or just a reminder that you're not alone on your journey, you're in the right place.
It's still going to be recording. It's like, I want nothing to do with that.
It'll make it extra authentic.
Right.
Because now there's another piece happening, right?
Right.
So if you choose to connect and hang out with us and be part of this.
Yeah. Wonderful. So we are live.
Okay.
I mean, by live, it's full recording.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. I don't know, do you usually have anywhere you start off or?
I mean, there's normally an intro,
Okay.
but lately it's just been, the conversations have been so authentic from the get-go that I just kind of like, it just starts. So
Yeah.
I normally I'll do like a recorded intro beforehand,
Okay.
before this. So
Okay.
let's get into it. But
Awesome.
so we're here on your ranch,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
So you want to share a little bit about the business?
Yeah.
What Take Heart is, and let's go from there. Let's start.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah. So, I'm Megan Good. I'm the owner of Take Heart. I actually started Take Heart in 2014,
Okay.
with one horse and borrowing a little bit of space on the dairy farm.
Wow. Okay.
And it was my pastor's farm, and he had
Yeah.
actually lent me a book that was about ministry with horses.
Okay.
And that's the book that I really felt like God spoke to me to, and so like, you're
Okay.
going to do this one day.
Yeah.
And so then to be on his farm to start it was just really
Right.
meaningful.
That's great.
And we moved maybe a year in to
Okay.
our own small farm.
Yeah.
And then pretty quickly knew we needed a bigger space. It was
Okay.
basically my backyard in the woods with
Wow.
the 3 horses. And 5 years later, then we bought this place. So in 2020,
Okay.
we bought this place right before the pandemic shut everything down.
Wow.
So here's Warrior. He's like sneaking over. He's not sure about that.
Yeah. Oh.
But he wants to connect. Hi, welcome. So this is Warrior. I'll introduce him too. He is a 10-year-old thoroughbred draft cross.
Okay.
He was donated to our program.
Okay.
Because he's a little bit pigeon-toed. He was rescued as a foal,
Gotcha.
and he was never going to be a big jumper. But he is just special. He has a really puppy dog personality. He's very sweet and friendly. He's very curious about the drone.
Yeah, I see that.
But, I think it's a little bit on his head here. But, yeah, he's a sweet guy. And he's wonderful in therapy because he's just real. And he's
Yeah.
very interested in connecting.
Yeah.
Even this whole time, he could be around grazing around the edge or looking around
Right.
at everything else. But he wants to be with us. He's just really not sure about that.
Yeah.
But that'll be good.
Understandable. Understandable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? And so one of my passions has always been for horses and people. Horses always were amazing animals to me. Even as a
Right.
kid, I loved like riding lessons.
Oh,
And
that's great.
my aunt and uncle had a horse, and it's always really special for me.
Okay.
I think horses are so non-judgmental. So like they're just who they are in the moment, and they just
Yeah.
want you to be who you are in the moment.
That's
They're
great.
not there to like calculate or figure out what's going on with you. They're not there to judge your past, your future,
Right.
any of that, right? They're just with you. And they're genuine. He's
Yeah.
over here checking out the drone.
Yeah.
And
That's gonna be a fun shot from the other way.
oh yeah, there we go. And I think that's just always meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
I was always very performance driven, and gotta be top of my class, gotta be everything, do everything right.
Right.
And so to just have somewhere that was safe and where I could just be was really powerful.
Yeah.
And, looking back, of course, I go, oh my gosh, yeah, how much I needed that and how
Right.
much was that God in my life the whole time.
Oh.
Horses were always something that, like, we shouldn't have had means for,
Right.
but God always put a horse in my life somehow.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it's awesome to just share that today with people.
Yeah, that's good.
And, so one of the things, even with Warrior with the drone, authentically, but he's checking out the camera too. Give me a great close up.
Yeah, there we go. You just want to be the center of attention. That's great.
He's
You
a
are.
star.
Yeah.
But they're prey animals, so naturally they're searching for safety.
Right.
And they're always like, what is this? This is new. This is loud. This is whatever.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure it all out because they want to know, am I okay?
Speaking of that, yeah.
Right? Not maybe it caught him.
Reset, reboot right there. Yeah.
Pause right here.
Check the see. Just want to make sure.
Sure.
No, we're still good.
Oh, good.
See?
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're at 40% battery, so we got it. Yeah. I told you, it goes quick, these things, when it's recording, but.
Right. But, so, okay. I think it's bad, but, so, yeah, part of what that means, though, in therapy is they're, like, honest in their feedback.
Okay.
Right? They're not like dogs in therapy. I think just trying to make everybody feel good.
Right.
You know? Like, not that you would, but if you ever kick a dog, they still love you.
Right. Horses aren't the same way.
They're not the same way.
Okay.
They're a lot more honest.
Okay. That's good.
Right?
Yeah.
You send a horse and it remembers it for a little bit. Right? And then you have to make a repair. But aren't people the same way?
Yeah.
Right? We have to repair relationships. And so it's very authentic. It allows you to actually practice real skills, real social skills, real coping skills in the moment.
Yeah.
So one thing that makes this so different from traditional therapy is that you're talking about it, you know, in your therapy office. But here we're talking about it and we get to practice it in the moment.
That's great.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we set this up today, this one's going to be a little bit different than our normal. You're going to walk through some therapy with the horses and what people can expect if they come here and take one of the classes, right? Sessions.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Wonderful.
So, awesome. So, how are you doing today, and what would you like to work on today? Because it's very real in the moment. Like, so even for us to fake something or pretend it,
doesn't really work.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't work. Yeah. It makes training staff very difficult because we can't just go do a fake role play.
Right.
We have to be real and authentic.
Well, it's funny because the thing that you said that you wanted to really showcase today was that we're human beings, not human doings.
Yeah.
And I myself fall into the doing a lot, and I'm always swamped and super busy. So taking a moment to just be able to sit back, pause, and just be is something that I do struggle with. And like right now, I would say I can very easily find myself wanting to be overwhelmed by a lot that's going on. So
yeah.
How's that for the answer? Is that a good place to start? All right.
That's a great place to start. And I think it's a very human condition thing.
Yeah.
Especially right now, this day and age, we are very overwhelmed, and it comes from every angle.
Right.
Right. So one thing that I think is so important that we don't do often enough is check in with where we're genuinely at, but in this moment. Yeah. Right. So like, okay, in this moment, what do you feel physically? Right. Do you notice the cold air? Right. I mean, it's hard. I'm like constantly pulling hair out of my face. Right. So I notice it, but I'm keeping my hat on.
That's
right.
That's actually probably the most impressive thing before the hat saved.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see if it works.
Yeah.
But, you know, so even just checking in like, okay, am I grounded right here and present? Do I feel my shoulders halfway up to my ears because I'm on camera? Yeah. Right? It's a real thing. Right. Do I notice that like some of the horses over that way have been checking in, right? And now they're kind of grazing, but a few of them are still at the gate kind of watching and keeping an eye on things. Yeah. Warrior has found a little bit of grazing over here and he's got an ear on us.
Yeah.
Right? Do I notice the wind blowing in the trees? Right? Or in the like bushes over here. Do you notice your breathing? And you don't have to change it. You know, so breathing is a great coping skill, but it actually is a cognitive coping skill because you have to think about it.
Yeah.
But just noticing it and becoming aware of it is a really powerful tool, right? And then I can choose to change it if I want to.
Yeah.
If I notice it's really shallow and quick breathing, I can choose to slow it down and take deeper breaths. Or maybe I noticed I was holding my breath. Right? So, a lot of traditional therapy is, like I said, very cognitive. We're talking about things, but that's one part of us, right? We are body, mind, soul, and spirit.
Right.
And so we have to check in with all of the areas and heal in all of the areas. Right. And healing, I mean, that can be from really significant trauma. That can be taking a moment to pause and learn how to be present. Right?
Right.
And so, okay, are you feeling grounded? Or what do you notice in your body at all?
I'm feeling more grounded. Yeah. Being able to be more aware. I am the type of person that was funny. As soon as you said, like, are you noticing your breathing? I was like, wait a minute, am I breathing right? Immediately, I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
Critically low battery warning.
Yeah.
I'm breathing, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
So, but yeah, that's, of course, I think
and this is going to be the toughest part for me to get out of for this, would be like cameras. Like, you know, the actual like the producer part of me is like still like that part of my brain's still on.
Yeah.
But to also then try to notice everything else that's going on around is I'm starting to notice that more. So cool. We're getting down to a piece.
Yeah. Well, and what's powerful to remember too is that you're not having to turn off producer brain.
Okay.
Right? It's actually just about integrating our whole body and brain.
Oh.
It's getting tired.
It might be getting tired.
Pause there. It's like, good night.
Critically low battery.
What do you think about that, buddy?
It is critically low battery, so that's exactly what happened, which is wonderful. That's
all right.
All right. Oh.
It worked.
That's good enough.
Oh, and then you just have an extra.
Oh yeah, and then I've got another one here too.
Nice. Almost that time.
Almost lost it that time. Uh-oh. All right.
All right.
Let's try to reconnect. No, we are still live on that, so we we can continue talking, and then
perfect,
because the mics are connected to that phone.
That one. Okay.
So this is just
awesome
here. Yeah.
So producer brain you had to kick in here.
Yeah, it did. Right. On the spot, we saw the drone go down. So
we watched it.
The cool part is that nobody really gets to see the behind the scenes live when they get to do this. And this is the first one that I'm actually using the drone to be a part of. So this is a first for everybody.
It'll be a unique video.
Yeah.
I love it. Cool. Here we go.
Yeah, we just got to reconnect and go from there. So
cool.
Producer brain still live and well.
Yes.
And it's okay to be live and well in producer brain. You were saying
that's authentic too. Yeah. It's not about turning something off and then turning other things on. It's just about integrating your full brain, becoming aware in all the areas. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So, parts of our brain, right? There's kind of from front to back, thinking brain, emotional brain, which is also where really relationships and connection happens. And then survival brain. Right. Super oversimplified.
Right.
But it's an easy way to grasp it.
Yeah.
But we don't really want only one of those on at a time. We want all of it working together.
True.
That's when we can really show up and be our true selves. That's when we're most empowered to make choices. That's when we can really engage with a situation, whether it's a positive one or a negative one, right? But we can actually show up fully.
Right. You know, it's cool that you're talking about all the parts of the brain, because so part of my past is when I was growing up, abusive alcoholic father, abusive alcoholics in my life in general. And one thing that I noticed was there was part of my brain that was the survival part of my brain that sometimes out of my own control would just kick in. And then that meant that all the other parts of my brain would shut down. And that would lead to a lot of chaos, a lot of hurt for other people. And it was only this year going through counseling, going through therapy and learning about that I was able to actually really start working on that part.
Yeah.
And now I can feel more when that part wants to kick in, but then it's like that, because that part kicks in normally when there's like a red alert, like, all right, something's not going on here. Like, all right, I need to protect myself. What's going on?
Right.
But now it's like that might start, but then the other parts of my brain are like, whoa, that part's starting to get back. That's starting to kick in. We got to be careful. What's going on? Right. So it's like I've got like all these red alerts going off, and it's like, no. Like you're saying, like grounding myself is like, okay, no. Like, why am I feeling that?
Yeah.
Where's that coming from?
Yeah.
And
the survival part's not bad.
Yeah.
What is it trying to do? Right? Can we all be engaged and like all have the conversation at the table together before we go and act on it? Right.
Right. Yeah. So that's really funny that you were saying that, because I've experienced that.
Well, survival brain is essentially flight, fight, freeze, and freeze.
Yeah, I've got the fight part.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that's pretty much
kicks
it.
In right away.
I have to tell people, like my friends too, because it's like, you know, like the people, like the jump scares and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, some people like, I square up.
Yeah, you
I'm like ready to go.
Yeah.
That might be the wrestler, football player part of me, but it's it's just.
Well, but that may have come naturally because of that being your natural inclination, right?
Very true. Two things can be true at the same time, right?
Exactly. It sort of created a really good response to it, but
yeah, good to a degree. Yeah,
right.
Right.
Not afraid to engage, but There we go.
Back up.
There we
I
go.
think. Wonderful. All right.
Getting some beautiful movement from Warrior here.
Of course. Oh. There we go. Ooh. You're good.
Good.
See, look at that.
All right.
Thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It really, like, balances life.
It does. Yeah.
Right? Okay, so body. So grounded.
Yep.
Right? And when you are grounded in that party, like, that's actually the survival brain that we're grounding.
Yeah.
Right? So it's mostly like, okay, thinking, emotions, body, survival, but it's body, emotions, thoughts. Okay?
Yeah.
So when we're talking about coping skills and things, a lot of it is what is grounding and a coping skill or regulating for that part of your brain, survival part. But it's body-based things.
Yeah.
Before you can start to problem solve, right? That's thinking part of your brain.
Yep.
Before you can really connect with somebody or like talk about it in any kind of reasonable way, we have to be regulated in our body and our survival brain.
Right.
Right. And so that's where a lot of like people say, okay, breathing skills and all that. And that's great, but it is a cognitive one too.
Yeah.
That's not bad. It just means that if you're so triggered back into that survival brain, breathing isn't going to be helpful.
Right.
You still have to have some engagement in your thinking brain to really do a breathing exercise.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
But like walking. So let's walk. Let's really test our drone here.
We might give it a heart attack.
So it has a flight response too.
Yeah.
But, you know, so even like watching Warrior, horses naturally, flight is their go-to.
Okay.
If they can't flee, they will fight.
Okay.
Right? If they can't fight, then they kind of submit or freeze or please, I should say, and spawn. So he wants to go check it out. That's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Right? Curiosity is a more full brain engaged response. And,
well, bye, Warrior.
Exactly. When freeze comes in when like none of those first three work.
Yeah.
Then we just shut down.
Okay.
Okay. That's for people too.
Yeah.
But one of the amazing things about horses is because they're mammals, their brains are very similar to ours.
Okay.
But they don't have as developed of a thinking brain.
Okay.
So they're that's where a lot of like, they're just more naturally honest because they're not overthinking their response. They're not filtered. They're not putting on an act. Right.
Right.
So it's just an honest response. Like, so he's honestly very wound up about this drone and really not sure what to think. But I love that he's checking in. Yeah. Right.
That's
so
good.
A horse without a lot of relationship, like me and Warrior are buddies. You know, I chose him for this reason. Right. And we have a pretty good connection where he's checking in to see like, is this okay? Are we still good? Is this safe? I don't have to be worried about that. Okay. Right. But just like we would with a friend or something, if we're really stressed about something, how much better do you feel when you can talk to someone about it?
So much. Yeah.
Right. And they can validate and say like, okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
You got this, you know?
Okay.
So, okay. Back to the moment with you.
Yeah.
You're grounded.
Grounded.
Present.
Present.
What are 3 things you see and 3 things you feel and 3 things you hear?
So I see the beautiful landscape or lay of the land, if you want to call it.
We're very blessed with this beautiful hill.
Yeah.
It's 52 acres.
That is
it's wild.
A nice sized plot of land. Yeah. So I see the 52 acres. Well, at least that portion of it.
Portion, yeah.
I see the sun trying to peek through the clouds. And at least a half dozen horses over there, if not more.
Yeah.
That's C. I hear the wind. I hear the wonderful drone trying to stay afloat in the air. And I do hear that truck that is pulling out right now with the trailer. And feeling.
That can be internal or external.
Externally, I feel the wind chill. Internally, I'm feeling peace.
What does that peace feel like?
Can
you put physical terms to that or sensory terms to that?
It's a great question.
It really makes us slow down
for
a minute to think that and put words to it.
I think so. The external would be present. Like, would that be external?
Maybe both.
Yeah.
Internal and external.
Because I meant like present because of I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm present physically here. Like
Feel your
but
feet
then-
on the ground.
yeah, like
Yeah.
there's the grounding part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that present encompassed a lot of the other things too, like feeling grounded,
Mm-hmm.
being aware.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, present.
You're just being. You're not a human doing in this moment,
There's that being part again. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm being.
That's hard. And yet, again, even our language says that we are
Yeah.
human beings,
Right.
right? And if we're created in God's image, right? And then we're
Right.
called human beings.
We should be
He
more.
rested too.
He did. Yeah. That's true.
Right? And I mean, okay, I don't know that that has to mean we must take every seventh day and right. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
a legalistic way of being or resting.
Right.
But even in our daily go-to, how often are you just present in that way that you just described,
Yeah.
right?
You see, on a side note, I have a friend that always is on my case about resting. And he's like, David, you're right. When God made the Bible, he said, on the seventh day he rested, but David doesn't have to,
Right?
He always goes, he's always like, shout out to you, Caleb, if you're watching. But yeah, he always makes the fun of that. And but it's true because of so often I'll just go into robot brain and just go out and do stuff and then not be like enjoying the moments as much, especially when it comes to like doing the work and stuff that I do. But
Yeah. And you're passionate about it.
that is true. And I do
Right.
feel like it's, I always say it's God's business.
So it's meaningful.
I genuinely feel like it's God's business. It's like, and I'm sure you can attest.
Oh, yeah.
It's your form of ministry.
Yep. Yep.
So for me, I'm like, well, I'm doing God's work. I'm doing ministry. I'm going out, doing what I love, what I'm passionate about. And then it's like, again, I'm doing,
Right.
and I'm not being. And
Yeah. Are you a servant or a son? Right? Are you a worker in God's business, or are you a son in the family business? Whew, shake that one out.
Man, this is. I made a video the other week about how God speaks to me, which is normally a textbook, just like the back of the head, and then he opens it up and is like, "Hey, are you paying attention?"
Right.
That's one of these moments right now. So now, if you ask what I'm feeling, I feel the textbook to the back of the head. Thank you, Megan, for that one. That's really good, though. That's really good. So how does it? Let's turn the tables.
Yeah.
How do you
Oh,
manage
same
that?
struggles. Oh my
Yeah,
word.
okay.
I totally relate. It's
So
funny
you
because
don't
it
have
sounds
it all
like-
figured out.
No.
Okay.
No,
all
no.
right.
That's the expectation of a counselor, and
Yeah.
it's just not the truth. We're human too.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that's so important to me is having awareness of that, not the expectation of perfection,
Right.
right? Like even, okay, if we did counseling for weeks and weeks, the
Yeah.
goal wouldn't be that, okay, now you have embodied that perfectly 100% and you never struggle with doing again. It's just not realistic.
Right.
But when you have awareness of it, you can make more mindful choices about it, right?
Yeah.
So you might go, oh, okay, wait, I'm striving right now.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing right now. And like, this is my Sunday with my family, right? Or
Yeah.
you can make more mindful choices and then make a shift, right?
Right.
But perfection is not something that God calls us to, right? We're only made righteous in Him, right? And so we're to aim high,
Right.
right? But I don't think that it's about perfection. And like, now you never have this question or this struggle or anything like that, right?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, that could be a whole podcast in its own, right?
Very true. But no, yeah, that makes sense.
So,
Yeah.
and even so, again, like kind of coming back to this moment, right? I'm noticing Warrior's kind of checking us out again. He
Yeah.
kind of goes and does his rounds, and then he
Yeah.
like checks back in. He's struggling a little bit with presence, I think, with this.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, but it's a reality of his day right now,
Yeah.
right? So kind of like, we're not standing here going, Warrior, you must stand right here, right between us, get
Yeah.
the perfect shot.
Right.
He's allowed to just be, engage when he wants to. And we'll ask him for a little bit more in a minute here too.
Yeah.
But it's not about, this unrealistic expectation
Yeah.
or anything like that. And I think that's such a big thing that people struggle with in counseling generally We think like, okay, I should have, I don't know, 6, 12 sessions, whatever it is. And now I'm over it. It's all better.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's reality in this broken world.
Right.
Right. So like even thinking of like our past, what is our trauma? What is our stuff? I don't know that we'll never think of it again or feel sad about it again or be angry about something again or anything like that. But I do think we'll be more empowered once we have the awareness,
Right.
more empowered to make choices about it.
Right.
Right. So when I become more aware of like what comes up in my body, what comes up for me emotionally, what comes up in my thoughts, right? Then I can make choices about what coping skills do I need to utilize. Do I need to go call a friend? Do I need to like slow down for a day?
Yeah.
Do I need to actually go distract myself and do something for a day, right? So we can make that choice more mindfully rather than just going into doing mode.
Yeah.
It can be a survival skill. Guilty.
Guilty. Yeah.
Right? So that's probably a big piece of what I work on with people often is just being, because we all struggle with that.
Right.
And that can be at any point in their process, right? So I really feel like when somebody comes in for therapy, we want to put the Band-Aids on the bleeding wounds first, right? What are the most critical issues going on? We want to help put some things together for them so that they're not feeling in crisis mode. So that they're not, crisis doesn't have to be suicidal, but it can be like, my family conflict is so big right now, right? Yeah. Or this thing that happened at work is just overwhelming me. Yeah. It can be any million things. Right. But we want to put Band-Aids on it, get some coping skills for the immediate, and then kind of look underneath and say, okay, what drove this to this point? Right? Yeah. So, am I making sense? Questions about all that? Or
No, that makes a ton of sense. Yeah, because I think, so part of my past is going through a little bit of like addiction recovery and stuff like that too. And a lot of things that I've learned in that process is understanding that a lot of the times the addiction is like people when you try to recover from addiction, you can't go to the root, you can't go to what the addiction is and say, okay, that's the root cause.
Right.
That's the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
That was the Band-Aid that I used to make myself feel better in those moments. And then I just overused it and it led down the bad path. So it's taking what's on the surface and really uncovering and going deeper and deeper and deeper and trying to figure out what that root cause was. And for me, I was able to find out that my core belief that I carried with me since a child was that I was worthless. So me feeling like I was worthless led to me trying to seek validation from other people and me trying to be like being a people pleaser to the detriment of myself.
Yeah.
Chasing relationships, chasing anything to just numb that pain. I'm a big person and I have to juggle this because I think God has given me the capacity to work a lot. But I also, like we just said, I will use work to cover things up. So it's like understanding
low battery warning.
my heart posture and everything like that. But I think the good thing is that's going to be dying soon.
Yeah.
So if you want, we can cut over and we can hope maybe put that down for a little bit and we can go from there.
Low battery.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Return to home promptly.
Yeah. No, that makes sense completely too, where it becomes another coping skill. And it's a more socially accepted coping skill.
Landing.
Working a lot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which is...
And then especially in the church too, right? Well, it's ministry.
Oh, yeah. It's ministry. Of course. It's ministry.
Hey, buddy.
All right. So I'm going to... Actually, we'll just leave this here for now.
Cool.
And then...
All right. So where the horses come into all this.
Yeah. How can we bring Warrior into this? The main character, I think, is ready. The star of the show is ready.
Yes.
Are we friends now?
Like I said, a lot of equine therapy just allows us to practice the things we're talking about. So we're talking about a lot of the top and the bottom, like, or the, on the surface and underneath of working a lot and maybe finding that worth in work, right? Yeah. Finding that validation, finding something that, even if it's just the distraction coping skill, right? But all of it together, can I just be? And so we're going to play a little bit with how do you just be, even if I give you a little bit of a task. Okay, so I'm going to give you a task with Warrior, but it's a very relational task.
Okay.
So it's sort of a juggling act. Okay. Right? Because you're going to have to be successful in the task.
Okay.
And yet it's a task.
Okay.
It is something you do. So a little
Should I
bit of
move
horsemanship here.
Okay, no, I'm looking.
I know, I was kind of watching that
I
too.
just saw that and I was like, well,
Right. I don't think he'll eat it. He might nose it.
that's fine.
I think he's past it already.
Yeah.
He probably looked at it and was like, okay, good, it's laying down now.
It's sleeping.
So a little bit of horsemanship to this too.
Okay.
Horses communicate with pressure or energy, right?
Okay.
Energy sounds like such a big new agey word, but God created energy.
He did.
Right? Energy
Right.
is just the electromagnetic and chemical impulses within us, really.
Right.
Right? And it underlies everything that we do, everything we say has energy to it. So it's kind of the difference between me talking at this level. I was talking probably a little bit louder with the drone on.
Yeah.
Right? Or if I start screaming at you, all of that has a different like vocal energy to it. Right? Physically, I'm a little bit fidgety, right? So I move a little bit as we talk. I talk with my hands a lot. Of course, he's right, but it's okay.
You can still hear us. The warriors just
Watch anyway.
Yeah.
Don't turn it off. But yeah, so how we communicate physically, verbally, all of that has an energy to it. And horses are nonverbal, obviously.
Right.
It'd be really cool if they could talk. But
Yeah.
So non-verbally, they say a lot though. And so we have to communicate non-verbally too. It also helps us to be more present because we have to be really mindful of what we're doing with our body to communicate, right?
Yeah.
So a little bit of pressure applied at certain spots on his body are going to ask different things for him. And it's based on how horses interact in a herd anyway. Horses move away from pressure. So, typically we're standing kind of shoulder to shoulder here, right? If I come and like square up, that feels really different.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Might have brought something up in you or I know even for me, it's like, I just feel a little tension here. Like it changes the dynamic, right? Not right, wrong, or otherwise.
Right.
Just different.
Sad nobody got to see that.
Should we do that again?
Yeah, maybe, right.
It might actually pick us up here.
I think it should, with the wide angle, but.
So, shoulder to shoulder, square up.
Ooh,
right? It feels different.
It does.
And
Like you were
so-
saying, it was funny because I did feel like,
Kind of.
even though there was no threat or anything like that, it's just the energy was different there. Yeah.
It changes the dynamic completely.
Right.
Right? And so horses in a herd use that same pressure, that same like body movement to communicate things to each other.
Okay.
And so if we put a little bit of pressure like at his back hip, so right about, I'm not sure if it'll quite pick me up, but right about here,
Yeah.
that asks him to move that hip away, which brings his nose over towards us. So it's kind of like the come here button.
Yeah. Okay.
And he already wants to connect and come over, right? But just like the pressure, like facing you, you feel that more. Think of it like laser beams, right? It's your eyes and really where your core is facing. So we always joke with little kids, it's like a laser beam from your belly button, right?
Okay.
And then that's how you direct your pressure, okay?
Right. Okay.
Or we'll use pool noodles sometimes, so that's really funny.
Yeah.
You get kids
That's a
playing
good-
with pressure and energy.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of it's very playful too. But so Warrior right now is really thinking, okay, that drone was a little stressful, so now I'm just going to eat because eating is a coping skill.
Yep.
Right, wrong, or otherwise. So if I use a little bit of sound like a kiss, I might use a little bit of movement with my arm. A little bit of a click. I'm just kind of slowly increasing the pressure.
Okay.
If I need to, I can go get my lead rope. Just adds a little bit more motion. Yeah, he's very much in eating mode right now, but see how his ear is on me? He's kind of saying no right now, right? He's not completely disconnected or checked out, but he's like, well, this grass is actually pretty good over here. I'm on an all hay diet, so grass is kind of sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
I am gonna go get my lead rope quick just so I can add a little bit more energy and have a little stronger demo.
Yeah. That's good.
But even in that moment, right, some of the things that would come up in a general session, right, we could pause right there and go, okay, it's not working. What do you feel about that, right? What does that feel like for you? What does it bring up? Is there a physical response to that? Do I feel a judgment about that, right? Because I could totally, I'm on camera right now and going, oh, he didn't say yes right away. He didn't come over right away, right? Oh my gosh, I didn't have that like heartland moment, And yet, it's really important that horses have consent in the session, right?
Yeah.
So really, in using this, it's just about communicating. It's not about force, but I want to make sure, like, I'm aware for me that anytime I'm on camera, even though I'm pretty used to it by now, I just feel it.
Yeah.
And I'm probably not as 100% clear in my communication. So it helps for me to have a tool to just communicate clearly.
Okay.
And the way we kind of use it is just to add a little bit of motion. And so I'm just kind of really focusing on that hip. Hey, bud. And then as soon as he kind of perks up, then I can release that. And by staying towards his hip too, it allowed him the most choice. See how he had really turned to come over? He had to really commit to that choice. So I know it was his whole choice. Now he also went right back to eating, right?
Right.
So again, we could pause there and go, how do I feel about that? Right? I know it's okay for me to ask again. I know it might take a few tries. Did it feel any certain way for you? You kind of even like said, hey, and then he went, "Meow." Maybe nothing yet. That's okay too.
Yeah.
But, right, and asking him here. I would say too, sometimes with people we stay right here for a little bit because even making the request feels like something I might not be allowed to do, right? And that just depends on a lot of relationship dynamics or where we're at with things. So there he kind of did a drive-by.
Yeah.
Right? He said, I'll comply with your request. Hey, bud. Can you come over? And I'm kind of just following that hip, asking him to really commit to that choice. Hi, there we go. Come on in. A little bit of a drive-by yet. He's a little more curious, though. I want you to notice, too, as we do this a little bit before we pause again, just what it feels like as far as his commitment or his choice. Like, what does the connection start to feel like? Because for me, there's a slight shift happening. He's still a little bit, like, kind of in his own world. I'd like him to be a little bit more present with us. He's still kind of thinking about snacks. Hi, buddy. Now that was a little bit more like, okay, I'm going to actually bring my face over and say hi. Hi. Welcome to the session. And he's like, now can I go back for snacks? Oh no, but see, look, I thought he was gonna go for snacks. He said, can you scratch my belly? He's got a good itchy spot here. He's gonna make all kinds of funny faces, like a dog with the leg.
Oh yeah.
There you go. But, so that's him making a request in a relationship too. Right?
Okay.
I know, kind of right in the beginning, I said something about repair, right? But relationships are also founded on requests.
True.
And I have to be comfortable making a request in a relationship to have that foundation really happening, right?
Right.
And so a lot of like energy work that we do too is really about, can I be aware of and in control of what's going on in me so that I can bring my best self before others or in any situation, right? Can I make requests in a situation or with somebody else? And that can be low level, like, hey, can you come on over and hang out with us for a second? Yeah. It can be, hey, can we do a podcast? You know, different levels of request, but yeah.
Right. Okay.
Your turn.
Ooh. Okay.
So all I want you to do,
all right,
is ask him to come over to you, but I just want you to be mindful as you go. Do you notice yourself getting right into the task? Like, I think for me, I struggled a little bit with the task, right? Yeah. And it's the camera thing for me. I'm very aware of this issue. It's just, it's a struggle to work through it. Yeah. So I have to really be like intentional in it to just stay breathing and stay present with and not be like, oh, come on in and just do the thing, you know? Right. Make us look really cool. But just be mindful, like, do you notice that shift between task and relationship or task and connection as you go? Do you find yourself a human being or a human doing? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to just stay just a little bit back from you so that it's definitely your energy asking you. It's all you. Okay?
Okay. Now, should I start with the rope or should I start with what you did before too, which is like the sound?
You can start without it if you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't matter either way, really.
All right.
Yeah. Because it's just a tool for us, really.
Right. Okay.
If he was afraid of it or if it was anything that meant something scary or was like there's no tricks. You know? Okay. That's one thing that's so important to us in the choice is that they're not scared of ropes or crops or any kind of tool that we use because then it's more genuine as a response.
Right.
So.
All right.
All right.
Here we go.
his ear's on you.
That grass must be really good.
I know. He really is on like a hay, which is like a sugar-free diet.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I was going to say, you know, I might want to consider adding this grass to my diet. Look. I mean,
Right, right. Clover apparently has a very high sugar content. So
Okay.
especially clovery grass. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
So I noticed you kind of step up, swing a couple times, and you kind of
Yeah.
step back, almost like you're reevaluating.
Yeah,
Tell me a little bit about your process here.
it's a good question. I think it's the comfortability.
Like this is new.
And because I'm like, oh man, ooh, I don't like how God just revealed something to me right there.
He uses the smallest
He
things.
does, like, so I think it's for me, it's like there's that people pleaser part again, where I was like, I was trying to do something, get the attention, but it's like busy eating. So I was like, okay, I'll just give it a second. And then I was like, all right, well, now let's go again. And instead of being overbearing, it was like going in breaks. If that makes sense.
So it almost felt overbearing because, well, he's busy. I don't want to interrupt him. I don't want to be a burden.
Yeah, you see that,
Yeah.
that whole,
What are you asking him for? Are you asking him to go and gallop around the fields with you? Anything really hard?
no, just his attention, right? Yeah.
Right? Are you worthy of that attention?
I think so. Yeah.
Are you allowed to be more interesting than grass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more interesting than grass, right?
Yes, declare it.
Declare. I'm more interesting than grass.
Right? Well, and so sometimes what happens too, right? Like I think this is a really big moment, and this kind of thing happens a lot. And this is where like it feels so simple,
Yeah.
but then you actually try it,
Right.
and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
right? But it brings up so much in these tiny moments, right? We didn't even really do anything yet, but there's something really valuable here, right? So okay, keep trying again.
Okay.
But more with that mindset, no, I'm more interesting than grass.
Okay.
Come on over, buddy. And then I want you to just notice shifts again or notice what comes up for you again, okay?
All right. Come on, I'm more interesting than grass. There, come on, a little bit. Come on now.
There's a little response there. Okay, can we pause again?
Yes.
All right, tell me where you're at right now. What's your process like? What are you noticing? What are you feeling?
I noticed I got a little bit more attention. I also noticed the stepping thing, which I wasn't sure how to take it. My head took it as a leave me alone.
Okay. Okay.
You know, or like I know, like, what's the best example? Oh, okay. If my daughter comes to me and I'm in the middle of doing something and like pulling at the coat and I'm like, in like 1 second, sweetheart, like that type of thing is kind of the vibe I got on that.
Okay.
But I don't know if that was.
Or was there a fly on his leg?
There could have been a fly on his leg.
But our interpretation matters.
It does. Yeah.
Right? Perception is reality. So if I see the fly on his leg and go, oh, that's tickling him.
Right.
Right? Then I don't take it personally. But if I feel like, well, I don't want to bother him. He's busy. I don't want to bother him. Right? Then that's how I'll interpret that.
Yeah.
You're allowed to be more interesting than grass. Right? And you're allowed to ask for his attention.
Yeah.
And there is a reality of give and take where like I don't want to be a bother. And like I can give somebody a minute. I can say, excuse me, right? Like little girl, like I can say, excuse me, Dad, right? And wait a second. Right? But there's a difference between waiting, knowing that I will get the response, and asking and wondering and not being sure if I'll get that response. Right? Yeah. And then the like underneath that is that like question of, if I don't get that response, what does that mean? What does that mean about me?
Yeah.
Right? Which, man, it just touches everything so core to our being of, am I enough? Am I worthy? Am I lovable? Am I good? Right?
Right.
So, I mean, you are. I know you've done a lot of this work, right? And I know you know this, but there's also a difference between knowing and knowing. For the camera, knowing and knowing, right? Head and heart knowledge are very different. And with the horse, it makes us embody it and live it, right? Okay. Instead of just knowing it here, I have to know it here, and so it comes out in everything I do, right?
Yeah.
Now, some of it is technique. So before take 3 here, right? Let me touch up your technique just a touch. Okay. You weren't doing bad. Your belly button and your eyes are very focused on his head because you're watching what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right? That's very normal. Really try to focus it on that hip. Okay. See how even just as I did that, he bent his head in a little bit towards me? He kind of went like, oh, are you asking me something? Okay. And then the other thing would be, does your inside match your outside? Right? So you're coming over, you're swinging, but inside, are you, hey, I'm a delight, buddy, let's connect, right? Or are you like, do you like me? You're kind of big. Do you know what I mean? Are there questions or doubts there?
Yeah, okay.
Because he'll sense that too. So we call that incongruence, right? Where like the inside doesn't match the outside, or vice versa. And getting the two on the same page is really important because it all comes out in our energy. And again, that's where horses are really powerful feedback tools for therapy because they notice these things. As a therapist, I could maybe take a guess, right? Just like being able to, getting to know people for so long, right? I could maybe take a guess, but the horse reveals it very clearly where he's going, something doesn't match here. Okay?
Yeah.
And we're doing all of this so fast in a session, we would be taking a lot more time to break each piece down. So I'm dumping a lot at you. But make sure that there's no judgment as we talk about all this too, right? Because it's very normal for inside to not match your outside. It's very normal to be asking a lot of these questions. It's even normal to be like, yeah, lady, he's 1,400 pounds. Do I really want him to come walk in my direction? Like, I don't know what's going to happen next, you know?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pieces, happening at once.
Right.
So thoughts on that?
I definitely have the incongruence part. I felt that because there was part of me like in the middle of it where I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Like, am I not doing this? And then I'm focusing on me and not the relationship.
The doing.
The doing.
Am I doing
It's the
That's
doing
right.
part. People are going to start thinking that this was like staged of the whole doing being conversation. It's not, by the way. It is not.
It's not.
100% not. It's
We literally did not plan this.
no.
But that's the authenticity piece too, where I love this work so much. Counseling
it shows.
session in an office, you can kind of, have a plan for what you're going to talk about and pretty much stay to the plan.
Right.
With horses, we have to go with the flow. We have a very flexible bunch of counselors because you just don't know what the horse is going to bring to the session, right? So right now he's very focused on grass. He has stuff. He has a story, right? Mm-hmm. What do you bring to session? What do I bring to session? All of us are bringing different dynamics.
Right.
Right? So, and then there's a camera.
And there's a camera.
Right. And so my background, even with like performance, right? I don't feel the need to perform, but of course I would love if this just went beautifully like a movie moment.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I get that.
It's that wrestle inside a little bit, which is incongruent, right? On the outside I can be like, nah, this is fine. And I can go over and ask him to connect and do these things and be chatting with you. And on the inside I'm like, I want this to be great. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so get grounded again here. We talked about a lot of stuff right there.
We did. Yeah.
As you breathe in, does the air feel cold, warm?
Definitely cold. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unrelenting wind is what I would say.
Yes.
Unrelenting. Yeah.
That's an interesting word choice.
Unrelenting.
Yeah. It is definitely unrelenting wind.
Yeah.
But is there a piece of that that connects to what's happening in the moment at all?
I don't know if it is a connection to this moment, but I know there's parts of my life that can feel unrelenting. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's where,
The to-do list sometimes, or
to-do list, familial issues and things that come up, Yeah, really just I'm trying to think of another way to even say it, but yeah, the unrelenting nature of it's just one thing, then the other, then the other, then the other. Just a little to no break. Yeah.
does all of that put you into human doing mode?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so in this moment, I want you to just visualize like putting that aside. Maybe that's on the stool here or outside the ring.
Okay.
But like, all right, here's all these demands. Here's all of these expectations, all the lists, all the requests. But I'm laying them aside because that is not who I am. And it doesn't define who I am. I'm just me. Just David. And I can be just David. And even to say just David isn't super accurate because in God's eyes, you're David!
I'm David.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you get to be David.
I get to be David. Yeah.
So now I want you to go be David with Warrior. He's just being Warrior.
Okay.
Like we could define it differently or perceive it differently. Okay, he's ignoring, he's eating grass, he's checking out, he's whatever. But he's kind of just being Warrior over there.
Right.
And I also want to invite you, you can use that method of connecting where you're asking at his hip. But if there's another way that you feel led to connect, go for it. Because there's not really a right or wrong to connection. That's one technique that we use, is making that request for him to come to you. You can go to him.
Okay.
Okay?
Is touching? Oh, okay. Because I'm like I don't know. I felt like, I was like, man, I just want to like just touch the hip and then see if like he comes over, and I don't know. That was the first thing to be.
Yeah. Go for it.
I'm gonna be me. Hi, Warrior. Hi. Hi.
He's watching you.
I see your leg moving. Come on. There.
So go with that motion. Stay at his hip, okay?
Okay.
And I want you to think, okay, everything in me says, come on over, buddy.
I feel like I should come back over on this side before I get pinched in between. Come on.
Something you did a minute ago got that response. What was that thing?
It's a wonderful question.
It's hard to identify it sometimes.
It is, because I was also, I feel like for the first time I was just being and not doing. So
it wasn't anything you did. Okay, so just be again. How do you do that? I know. All right, I'm backing up again. Yep.
Okay.
It's you and Warrior. Hanging out, just being.
Ooh. Yeah. If I had a tail, I'd do that too. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Good horse breath.
Got stuff all over you. Ay, ay, ay.
It's close up again.
Hi.
Do you want to pause again?
Yeah, let's do that.
Nice. Tell me where you're at in your process here. How are you feeling? What are you thinking?
I felt more of a connection with this part.
With touch engaged.
Yeah. But
Is
then
physical touch one of your love languages? Like where maybe that is something more innate?
you see, it's funny because like the love languages is never like something that I've ever been able to fully grasp. Because it's like for me, it's like different with different people and different things. You
I
know?
don't think that's wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That
So-
makes sense.
But like I guess with animals, I think there is like that physical touch aspect where it calms me, I think, to be able to touch.
For sure. There's a lot of soothing sensory input for touch it, and especially with animals because they're furry, they're warm, especially in cold air.
Yeah.
Right? You get to feel even like his movement, right?
Yeah.
Being just kind of slow and regulated. Like there's a lot of just soothing
Right.
that happens naturally. Even being in a horse's presence is actually soothing to our nervous system because our bodies naturally want to co-regulate or sync up basically, and their heart rate is so much slower than ours naturally, and their breathing rate that it slows us down too.
Right.
So even just being close and I think engaging with touch enacts a lot of that behind the scenes stuff going on too.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What were you feeling, thinking? Was anything coming up for you?
I feel like I was in a being state, and then I would then go right back into like the doing. So I'm like, wait a minute, nothing's happening still. And I'm like,
Shift, yeah.
shift. Yeah. It's like, well, it's not happening because you're doing, not being. And I'm like, all right, go back into the being. And then I was back to doing, and then back to being, and then back to doing, and then.
How did you start to intentionally shift into being?
That was where the physical touch part really helped, because then I was touching something. I was, like you were saying, I was feeling the movement. I was feeling. I think he wanted to be pet too, because there was the times too when I would like, or when I would stop, then he would like kick. And, like,
yeah, keep going, buddy.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, at least I got his attention there.
Yep. Okay. How about congruence?
That kind of was shifting too between like the being and the doing. Because when I was going back into the doing, it was like, am I doing something wrong? What's going on? It's like, I can't get this horse's attention. What am I doing? And then I was like, oh, that's again, doing. And then there was that part of me too that was like, what did I do over there? Like, what was that that allowed him to stop and come over?
What you had initially said to me was, I think I was just being. And I wondered too, like the congruence piece of that, if everything lined up in that moment where you were really like, buddy, come on over.
Yeah.
Right? And he felt that and he went, oh, hi. And he was like, and it's gone.
Yeah.
And then go back to the grass. Right?
Very well could have been. Yeah.
You know, a really big question, like, so if we were in a counseling session, what I would really want you to leave with is, what did you do intentionally to be? Because those things, right? So if it's about touching, right? But what can you be doing at home, at work, whenever, right? That allows you to just be. That makes that intentional shift for you, right?
Yeah.
And that could be like, you know, you might not always have an animal right there that you can like, all right, let's go snuggle the animal for a minute and just be.
Right.
Right? But is there something that you can take away from that? And we'll go back to this too. But.
Okay. Yeah. Truthfully, I mean, other than like animals and nature, well, other than animals, it would be nature. Like, I know for me, I'm one of those people where I feel the closest to God when I'm surrounded by trees, water, or something like that, like His creation. So being able to do that, which isn't always as easily accessible, but even just, that's just going outside and getting fresh air, or changing scenery or the environment, I think, just to, yeah.
In 2 minutes earlier of like, just like, oh, what do I see, hear, feel? You were pretty grounded, and you said you were really present.
Yeah.
Right, so it might not be about, going and doing a whole big thing, but just stepping outside and getting a little fresh air.
Yeah.
And what are 3 things I see, feel, hear, right? And you can do smell it, you can do taste, you can do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can change that activity, however.
Yeah.
But grounding was very quick for you, right? So it's a good tool to have.
Yeah.
I wonder too, like if we go back to it here, okay, a little bit of a pause. Now he's a little more engaged again. But the task went away. This is a hard thing, right? When there's a task, it is so hard to just be and to stay focused on what I need to be doing. So I think of it more as a practice, really.
Yeah.
Hi. But that task went away, and now suddenly he wants to engage. So I wonder from here, though, okay? So he's very connected with us in this moment. Can you take this momentum, right? And kind of ask him to engage. So his spots, if you want to find his scratchy spot here, right here at his chest and right here under his belly, are his favorite. And I'm going to step away.
Okay.
And I want you to scratch for a minute or so, and then walk away a few steps, but watching his hip. He says, no, Megan, 2 people are better than 1. You can't walk away. I'm going to give you 1 second. All right, so I'm going to step away. Just feel his fur. Feel the cool breeze. He's like, I'll give you scratchies too. So he's like, Mom, more hands. But what happens now if you walk into the center? Right?
This way?
And kind of look at his hip. And he also sees some stuff going on at the barn. So now he's kind of going, do you really want me to come in? So ask a little. Just add a little bit of energy to it. It doesn't have to be a lot. Right? So look at the engagement here. And now pause and step back a little. Good boy. Was there anything different in that little round? And we'll try it again then too. What was different there?
I think there was confidence behind it because of he was already here. And I saw when you stepped away, like, yeah, so I was able to be more present because there was that confidence there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once I've seen it, I can do it again.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna walk away again. We'll do kind of the same thing. All right, you give scratchies, and when you're ready, then you come and walk away and just look at that hip. There you go. Hi, buddy. There you go. He's gonna put you right at the scratchy spot. Like right there at the belly. Oh, hi.
Hi.
So even, in relationships, they have to be mutual, right? And so we want him to be able to make requests too. So this is really good. Sometimes what we'll find is over time, if every time he connects, he's like, here's my belly. You can just scratch me. It might be a little less equal.
Right.
And then we just increase our request a little bit. Okay, now will you come over and walk with me, right? Hey, Bubba. He says, ooh, blankets. So a distraction, just ask. Yep, you're doing good. There you go. We'll see if he just brings his nose over again for us here. Hi. He's gonna put us right in scratchy zone. And that's okay for now. It's just where we're working with it, right?
Right.
Hi. A couple scratchies. And walk away and ask again. And so what we kind of are looking at too, there he comes, is what is the dynamic then, right? Once there is connection, hi, what's the dynamic, right? Am I David the Delight, right? Or am I like here for you? Right? Is it mutual? Is it allowed to be mutual? Am I worthy of a relationship where there's give and take?
Yeah.
Right? And just this moment with Warrior doesn't define every relationship in your life either, right?
Yeah.
Because he's a real horse with a real past and real stuff of his own that he's bringing to the dynamic, right? So we always want to look at all angles. And sometimes when there's a human doingness, it underlies some things, right? The people pleasing, right? I'm just here to give you scratches, buddy. That's fine, right? But it can be about more. And again, if we were doing this over long term, right, we're building more and more and more. So again, I'm throwing a lot at you. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Where are you in this moment? I just feel like I see all your wheels turning.
Bingo. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing firsthand, like, I never thought I'd learn as much as I would about myself through coming in, learning about horses and that dynamic in the relationship. But like you said, I mean, there was definitely that part in my brain in the very beginning where I was like, that worthless piece came back out. It was like, oh, I can't do this, and then it was I'm not worthy of this, or I'm only good enough for the rubbies in the beginning. So it's like, and that very easily is how I feel in relationships to people and in the work that I do and just everything. So it's cool to be able to see, and I don't want to say simple in the demeaning aspect, but like something as simple as just being in communion with a horse in a pen. And I'm like, oh, wow, I do this a lot, or I do that a lot, and how it transcends into other areas too.
How we do anything is how we do everything, typically.
They say that, yeah. Which is true. It's just true, yeah.
But I think you're right that something so simple really highlights the dynamic.
Right.
Right? And without judgment.
Yeah.
Right? But then awareness. Once you have awareness of it, you can make a choice about it. Right? Is this a dynamic that I'm okay with? Do I like it? Do I want it to shift a little bit? Take the judgment out of it, because even there's questions like I hear it too, right?
Yeah.
And can I take the judgment out of it and go like, this is what is. What's good? What do I want to change?
Yeah.
Right? And again, once we, so like I said about like Band-Aids and everything earlier, right?
Yeah.
Band-Aids, but then we're bringing more awareness, and then we can bring choice, right?
Yeah.
So we have to have awareness of what are some of these underlying things. What are the dynamics that underpin everything I do, right? If they're coming out here, they're likely coming out in other areas, and then I can make a choice about it. That's true empowerment. That's part of our mission, is empowering individuals and families to find hope, healing, and wholeness through therapeutic work with horses. It's really long. But
what? I think we got to something of yours here. You just rushed right through that.
I did.
Yeah.
See? Performance. I'm like, no, just this. Stick here.
What is Take Heart all about? Go ahead. What's your mission statement?
I'll take it slower.
Yeah.
Empowering.
Okay.
Right? So that piece of, I want this to be from you. It's not me giving it to you.
Yeah.
It's pulling it out of you. Right? Empowering individuals and families to find hope. So hope through Jesus Christ. Right? That's where it's really found.
You see, I'm learning stuff because you are being your real authentic self now, and Warrior just automatically just came right back over. See, look at that. I'm learning. I'm learning.
They're authenticity magnets.
Wow. Okay.
See, when neither of us were performing for a second, he's like, oh, finally.
Oh, jeez.
These people.
Yeah. Hi.
I too have a very people-pleasing background. So. See? And that's why.
Yeah.
Like, so we have to do our own work.
So back to empowering. Yeah.
Yes.
Hi.
So yes, hope for me is found in Jesus Christ, but even if somebody doesn't know him yet, right? Just hope for your future. Hope that like you have a meaning and a purpose and a calling, and you know, your life is not over because you did something wrong, experienced something terrible, whatever, right? Healing, because I really believe in like matching the science with the experience, right? That like there is science that underpins all of this. And I enjoy pointing it out in little ways. I'm like a neuroscience geek. And horses, because it's the real experience and their valuable feedback by just being horses. Right. That is what pulls all of it together in a really unique way versus just talking about it. Yeah. Because we could have talked about all of those things, but it was really different to experience it and see it playing out, right? And then through therapeutic work with horses is the end of that, just to kind of explain all of that together. Right. And we do traditional counseling if somebody wants to come just sit and enjoy the environment, right? Like we have little rocking chairs over here. We hike up the hill. We have a little trail out through the woods. Yeah. We can just go sit in the field. We have a couple offices in the barn. You know, the environment is fine to just utilize that way, but the horses and really working with them is such an integral piece of what we do, because that experiential moment, I think, is what really brings the healing in a unique way, right? When I get to do something different, that really rewires our brain in a new way, because just talking about it is one piece, and it is important, and I don't diminish traditional therapy, and embodying that change is so different. It's like being grounded, right? Like actually checking in got us more present and ready for this in a way that would have been different had we just launched right into the talking about everything. Right. Yeah. That is so funny. He came right over though. Yeah. I find that often. Yeah. The like authenticity magnet. Yeah. When you get real, a horse will come over.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I think you were talking about the neuroscience piece of it, and then we're talking about authenticity, energy. That's something that's like newer, even for me, to consider, especially in my faith walk and understanding like the true power of the Holy Spirit that works within us. And I think the Holy Spirit is full of energy, you know, and when I feel God's presence, I feel an energy inside of me, and understanding like the atmosphere that changes with other people and things like that too. So it's cool that that's part of what you focus on and what you can learn with animals too, because animals know energy more than anything else,
right?
You know, and that's something that we've like nobody really argues it, because like people always say like, oh well, a dog can sense if somebody's good or bad.
Right.
How
exactly?
Right. Yeah.
Well, and we talk about discernment a lot in the church.
Yeah.
But how do you learn to discern? It's about sensing and actually being aware and like feeling, right? Not in the wishy-washy way, or not in a I had a feeling about this, so I made an excuse for this kind of way. But there's a depth to it too, right? What is the physiology of Holy Spirit discernment? There's an energy to it, and you have to be able to practice some of these things to, I think, get good at that. So, you know, we talk a lot about like trusting yourself. I would say that's a theme that comes up often, at least in therapy. Yeah. And if I don't trust myself, how do I really discern a situation? And it's not to say that I'm always right, or again, to put like an extreme view on it, but to be able to actually sense, no, I just feel this way. Right. That we have to get good at that. So. Yeah. I would say a lot of that is disrupted, especially after a traumatic experience or chronic trauma, right? We really doubt ourselves, and we really don't know how to just listen internally. But then how do we hear when the Holy Spirit is speaking too? Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of pieces to it. Yeah. Which... It's mind, body, soul, spirit. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Now I'm assuming that you had to have gone to school for some of this stuff too. How long did you know that this was, I mean, not necessarily like the horse therapy itself, but helping and working with others in that capacity? When did you kind of realize that was going to be for you? You know, I read that book about horse ministry, and I honestly, that's the only time I've ever heard God audibly. I heard him say, "You're going to do this one day." I was sitting in my living room of my little townhouse, newly married, like 6 months married, and reading this book on my day off, working retail and as a waitress, going to community college. And I was like, okay, sure, but all right. And I didn't know what that looked like, if it was exactly like the ministry in the book, if it was something completely different, but this is what you're going to do one day. That's what I heard. And I, you know, bawling as I read this beautiful book and just finished the last chapter and all this. Oh, that's amazing. And I go out and get the mail. And there's a flyer in the mail for Lancaster Bible College and their counseling program. And I went, okay, interesting. Yeah. I wasn't signed up for anything. Okay. Yeah, that's random. Yeah. Right? And then I look into it a little bit, and up pops an ad on my computer for something about equine therapy. And I'm like, wait, what? And I kind of start looking into like counseling and horses and ministry and all of this, and just felt like, wow, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to bring counseling into equine ministry. Amazing. And right now there's such a divide, I feel like, in field that like there's equine ministry, and it's very set as this is only ministry, this is not professional services. Okay, great, it has its place. It's mentorship or it's whatever. And then there's very much counseling and equine therapy, and it can be very anti-Christian, very new age, all the like, we're connecting our heart beams with the horse. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. It feels good, I guess, right? Yeah. But I was going to say, that kind of reminds me of, I don't even know if I'll drop it, whatever. Like the more holistic side of things, where it's like the Reiki and stuff like that, like where probably works, it's
but
energy.
There's energy there for sure.
God created energy, but
is it
Yeah.
What energy are we bringing?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because we learn in the Bible that the enemy can masquerade with light.
Absolutely.
And that's what, sometimes I think people have to be very careful of as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and even the science end of it, I think sometimes goes a little too far.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're even mindful that like good science actually does align with God's word. Right. And so a lot of it is like attachment theory. Well, oh my word, we're created for connection with God.
Right.
So
Right.
of course connection heals us. Right? It's literally how our brains are created to develop is through connection and attachment with our caregivers.
Yeah.
Right. And so that is actually what heals us too, which is, I probably didn't even say this earlier. That's kind of the underpinning of a lot of the relationship work with the horses too, is about connection work. And so it brings up so much in a moment organically, but also it's rewiring a lot of our attachment stuff in our brain. Because over time you're building more and more and more connection and attachment with the horse.
Yeah.
But creating tools that help you build attachments to those people in your life too.
Yeah. Wow.
I totally lost my train of thought there. Oh, but yes, so we're kind of, I'm very passionate that it has to marry the, biblically based truth, evidence-based science, psychology, right? Like the neuroscience of our brains and what happens during traumatic experiences or chronic trauma. It literally changes our chemistry, our wiring, all of that. And it can be passed down genetically, right? But so does the Bible say that like the sins of the father are passed down for generations. But we're finding that there's a genetic component even to trauma, right?
Yeah.
So how do we start to break these things off, right? In a real way?
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a way, right? And I mean, we see some pretty power. Here it is again.
Yeah.
When I go into preach mode.
Yeah, there we go.
But horses changed my life as a teenager. I didn't even bring my horse Charlie in here today. He's still healing. He had surgery on his hoof. I wouldn't be who I am today without Charlie. And that connection with the horse was so needed for me during my teenage years when life was kind of chaotic and my friend group was kind of chaotic and everybody's getting into things that they shouldn't. And I'm too busy at the horse barn because I had a show the next day.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to any of the things that were going on and I didn't get into the trouble and I didn't, but I was just too busy at the horse barn. But I also wouldn't be I probably wouldn't care about people. I would probably still be a real people pleaser. So it wouldn't be genuine.
Yeah.
Right? If I didn't have Charlie in my life. And so just how God used horses for me was it's so who I am today.
Right.
But yeah, it underpins a lot of why we do what we do. So it kind of makes this place unique, I think.
Yeah.
So, because there's a lot of equine therapy popping up, but a lot of it is either very the holistic, the new age, the energy work,
circular
right?
side,
Yes.
yeah.
Some of it is very scientifically grounded, but there isn't the warmth, which is shocking when you're dealing with animals, that there wouldn't be that warmth. And then there's some of it that is only ministry, but I just feel like, man, when you can combine all of it, the power behind that. So
that's really cool. And it's definitely unique. I mean, I don't know how many places like this are there in Pennsylvania that do this. Is there
this exactly? None. There are within an hour, maybe one, maybe two that are like equine ministries. You get to about an hour, there might be one or two others that are, I think they're more secular. I don't know that they have a faith-based foundation there.
There goes the...
That's all right. My water bottles get very beat up.
I could imagine.
Oh, so polite. He stepped right over it. But yeah, there's just not a lot. And I think it's very needed because, on one hand, you have a lot of people that have had not great experiences with traditional therapy, unfortunately.
Right.
I think there's a lot of people that have had not great experiences with the church, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right? And so to have a place, I believe, it's really important that we are all of it kind of in one, right?
Yeah.
I often feel more connected with God when I'm out here with the horses, just hanging out in the field or riding or whatever, than I do at church. My church is great. And man, that's where I just meet God, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah. Here I am
take.
saying a lot too.
Oh, no, I was going to say hot take is that, when in the Acts 2 church wasn't 4 walls, it was community. Right. It was the people. And
right.
I think sometimes we can lose sight of that. So then my question for you then is, what would you say like your breakdown is of people that you have coming in? Do you typically get a lot of believers, or do you have like a mix?
It's definitely a mix.
Yeah. So you do get the opportunity to actually minister and share the gospel and everything.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
And I try to do it where people are comfortable. Right. But I tell them, hey, this is where I'm at. This is where everything I share with you comes from.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not going to push it on you, make you uncomfortable, but it's just where I'm at. Right. And we can always talk about it, because I do believe spirituality is a piece of who you are.
Right.
Whether you want it to be or not, we're created that way, right? And science shows that too, right? People with a firm foundation of faith have better well-being, right? Like it's, I don't remember what the statistic is, but it's significantly greater. Mental health, physical health, when there's a foundation of faith too.
Yeah.
So, and so even like, I've had people that are Muslim. I've worked with pagans, like actively practicing different rituals and whatever. And that's okay. This is just where I come from.
Yeah.
Right. But we have great conversations about Jesus.
That's wonderful.
So it's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool to hear that part too, because I had a very similar experience of hearing God audibly, and I felt a call to ministry. And I thought that meant for most of my life that, I'm going to be a preacher or a pastor. And I had the opportunity. God gave me a platform to do that. I was teaching at a young adult ministry.
Okay.
I completely ruined that.
Okay.
And now I'm like, I was in business when I got saved. And then I left business because I thought, I can't be in business if I have the call for ministry. Like, that just can't do it. And then now I'm like doing what I'm doing, and I'm letting God take the reins, and I'm seeing how God uses everything. And my interpretation of ministry was not where it should have been. And I'm able to reach more people doing what I'm doing now than I would have if I'm working in or for a church. And I didn't know if you're
going to the people,
right,
instead of expecting them to come to you.
Yeah, and I was wondering if that's kind of like the same thing for you too.
Absolutely.
Being able to, because I don't know if you've put that in the sense before, but I consider this a ministry for you, like full blown, and that's.
For me, it is absolutely a ministry.
Yeah.
I would say similarly, I'm mindful in my marketing that we're honest about it, we're open about it, and yet it's not like a cross plastered all over our website or on every brochure or everything, because I don't want to alienate people who aren't sure about that, or maybe have had a bad experience with a ministry or a church or something, right? And so now they won't come. I'd rather somebody come and get the healing and know that they're not going to be pressured.
Right.
Because also, again, going back to like connection.
Oh, hi.
And, how we heal developmentally is through connection, right? And rewiring our brain happens through connection. And if somebody is going to come back to God and come back to church, that is only going to happen if they can sense a healthy connection with Him, right? So if let's say somebody's been hurt by people, but they're blaming God. I mean, that's...
We all do it.
Tell us all the time, right?
Yep. Right.
And we all do that, but if they are now so closed off to people and so closed off to connecting anywhere in their life, they're going to be closed off to that connection with God. So even if they're just not comfortable with ever even having a straight conversation about Jesus or about God and connecting with Him, but if I can help them lay the framework for healthy connection, they're going to be hungry for that connection with God, right? Because I really believe connecting with self, others, and God is what heals us. Yeah. Right? So if any one of those three is off, we'll feel it. Right. And even if they don't want to have that conversation here, if I can correct the other two, they'll start having that conversation somewhere. Yeah. So.
Hit it that time.
Yeah. And then stepped over very carefully. So cute. Hey, buddy. Watching the chickens over there. But, yeah. But in that way too, it just invites people who, even if they're not comfortable with it,
Yeah.
they'll
Gives
still
that
come.
open door. Yeah.
And just about everybody who steps foot here says, wow, it's so peaceful. And I know that that's God's presence.
Of course. Yeah.
Right? I'm like, oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So glad you feel that too. I've had even going to very spiritual, right? I've had clients talk with me about like demonic oppression and things like that, and say things like the demons can't come onto the property. They literally leave them alone once they enter the gate. I mean, I don't take that lightly.
I just felt
Right.
reassurance for you for saying that. I'll just like like right now. Yeah, I felt that.
The other day in a session, I was praying with a lady and breaking off different things that were oppressing
Yeah.
her, and the horse jumped and startled right as I prayed off. I forget what it
Yeah.
was specifically, but we both felt like, wow, that thing just left.
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah. So, hi. It's it can be anything from okay, we never talk about the name of Jesus, to very specific deliverance.
Yeah.
And just
That's
meeting somebody where they're at.
That's incredible to be able to have that here
Yeah.
and to openly talk about it too. I will say that because that's something that even some churches aren't even open enough to talk about anymore, which
Yes. It's sad.
extremely sad. And
Yeah.
I've been so grateful to have had experiences recently where God has used me in deliverance ministry, and I never thought that would be something that I'd be a part of, but
Awesome.
God just opened the door and allowed for encounters to happen, and we can get into a lot of crazy stories about what I've seen just this past week,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah.
that's when I like my mom, shout out to my mom. I took her to Hamburg on Friday, and I think I shared that with you. I was gonna share everything. And our last appointment for the night ended up being deliverance that just randomly came to be. And it was a business owner friend, and we were just,
Wow.
crazy experience and encounter. My mom was just there witnessing it. She doesn't really go to that stuff and part of it and seen that before. So she's just there watching her son just,
I love that.
and she just got to be a part of it just because I kidnapped her that day, and she really got to see the full what it takes, like what I
You
do.
get to see the real David?
She got to see authentic David all day.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got to see you just being you. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it
It's
was
really exciting.
it was cool. So I think that was definitely a divine appointment that God set up to allow my mom to be able to see all of it, but
I love that.
yeah. So I don't typically have like questions set up, but like some of the ones that I always like to ask, because I feel like it's cool. We already got to talk about your story and everything, but what's like the legacy or the vision that you have that you want Take Heart to be able to give back to the world? Like what is that? What does that look like for you?
It's a ripple effect. The word legacy just brings me that picture of like a pond, right?
Right.
And so when we're working with an individual or a family, right? Whatever change we can make in their life, right? So for you, even just thinking like, or for me, right, to be able to be present
Yeah.
and to be able to not be a human doing, to be able to really connect and not just be a people pleaser, changes the dynamic of how I do life, right? And so what does that do in my family, right? For my daughters, what does that do in my extended family? What does that do in my friend circles? What does that do with my coworkers? What does that do in my community? But for each circle that I get to touch, how many other people now are impacted by that, and then their circle is impacted by that, and then their circle is impacted, and and so it's like we're just dumping gallons of water of good stuff into our community, right? But with each person that finds healing in some area of their life, or maybe all to be able to go through life healthy, right? And to have healthy dynamics with each other, to be really connected and to love, right? Okay, even Jesus says, love others as you love yourself, right? Love God and love others as you love yourself. So connection to God, connection to self, connection to others.
Yeah.
When I can do that well, it makes a difference, and it changes my sense of purpose, my feeling that I matter, and that what I do in this world matters. And so when we have a whole community impacted by people who are connecting well and can make an impact and believe that they can make an impact, right? And that they have a calling to make an impact. And that can be small, that can be, I mean, there isn't a judgment on the size of the impact. But when everybody goes out there trying to make the world a better place, man, the ripple effect can be huge. I think we can actually change the world.
Yeah.
I really do. And it starts with a individual, a family, right?
Right.
A kid that now grows up believing that they are worthy, right? A grown up who knows, okay, I can really just go be, right? Or that my life has purpose. Yeah, it just
That's amazing.
changes everything.
It does.
So that's the legacy. I want this to go on long beyond me and to just be something that really has that ripple effect. And we don't just serve like Wernersville, you know? We have people, because it's such a unique thing, we have people coming from an hour away often more than that as well.
Oh, wow.
Right? And so like we get to, think about the impact of one individual in a community, right? And so let's say somebody comes from 2 hours away.
Yeah.
But now they're making an impact in their community, right? And how many other individuals that they meet start to make an impact in that community. And that's how world change happens.
Right.
So
that's just a really beautiful vision to have. And I think that's
God-given. That's
100%.
Not me.
Yeah. 100%. And I think you're stewarding it very well.
Thank you.
That vision.
I appreciate that.
I don't know if your ears were ringing on Sunday or not, but I did tell our mutual connection. Shout out to Kim Yarlitz.
Oh yeah.
I was talking with her and I mentioned that we were getting together, and she shared a little bit more about like how she got introduced to you guys, which her experience with you has been, and what you've done. And I was just hearing that. I was and then you also do worship nights here as well. So you're giving another opportunity for community involvement to come back, and you host do you host more? Like, I know you had an event that was supposed to be, but you rescheduled it or canceled it for this year. But so you do a lot outside of this. There's a lot of community involvement events. Is there anything you wanted to share about that?
Sure. So a lot of the community events are just come and enjoy the farm, and we'll have little activities set up, or like meet the horses. We might do like a demonstration or things like that. We do our worship night once a year, usually in the fall because it's usually beautiful weather. This year it rained.
A little rainy
awesome.
this year, but hey.
And then we do different community events where we partner with other practitioners or things in the community too. So we've done like functional medicine 101, right?
Okay.
And like it's like a course that she teaches at the ranch to just introduce people to like alternative medicine, right?
That's
like
amazing.
It can be more holistic. It can be, it doesn't always have to be pharmaceutical, or that doesn't have to be our first go-to, right? Or we've done like yoga night on the ranch. We work with a trauma-informed yoga practitioner, so it's for everybody, right? And you don't have to be a pretzel, right? But we do it up at the hill at sunset, and it's beautiful.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So things like that. We do paint nights on the ranch, and just different ways to engage with the community and bring people out for fun, right?
That's amazing.
Fun, play are all part of healing too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is there anything that's upcoming that...
Deck the Stalls is our Christmas event.
This was definitely going to be dropping before Deck the Stalls. So when is Deck the Stalls? What does that look like?
It's the first weekend in December, first Saturday in December. I forget the date, it might be the 6th. But we do like a meet and greet the horses, and we'll have a little demo in here in the round pen. It's just a little bit smaller event, so it's very cozy. We have hot cocoa and things like that. But just kind of come out and enjoy the ranch a little bit.
Okay. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Other than that,
the chickens are joining us as well.
I was going to say, we have we got a whole thing going on now.
Oh, yeah.
The last thing that I'll ask, for at least for my part of it, and then if there's anything else that you want to finish up with, it would be, how can people follow along? And whether that's on social media, the journey, get in contact with you, like, how can they do that?
Yeah, so probably the best is our Facebook.
Okay.
Is Facebook/Take Heart Counseling. Our website is takeheartcounseling.com. And we're on Instagram. You can also call 717-917-7137. There's a lot of ways to get involved, right? We do counseling and therapy, and that is definitely like the heart of what we do. It's our main thing we do. But even if you just want to get involved with horses, we have a volunteer program. I know he's going potty in the background here.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, lovely. Right. It's authentic, y'all. It's real, okay? Welcome to the majestic horse. Yeah. It's real.
Yeah.
You know, the best is like when people are like, oh my gosh, they're just so majestic. And then they like kick and fart and squeal and go running off or something. It's great.
No, that's the majestic part, is after it was done, I just went quick to sniff it.
Smell it, right? You're like, oh, okay, all's well. But, yeah, we have a volunteer program. We have a horsemanship program, which is like riding lessons, but with a little bit more intentionality behind it, you know? So it's more life lessons based. It's very connection based with the horse. It's all the things we do, but without the therapy side of it. You know, we don't have to always be poking at you.
Right. Okay.
But you get to come enjoy it. So yeah, there's all kinds of things.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, you're gonna come over again. You feel better now?
Kind of let that out, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Warrior, you're great. Yeah, no, I think what I would want people to know is that, you know, healing can happen a lot of different ways, and it doesn't have to be uncomfortable. It doesn't have to be now you're stuck in a box, right? There's no rules around it.
Yeah.
Right? And so you can try something different and maybe that clicks, right? I think God uses these animals to do things that I can't plan for. They're not trained therapy horses, right?
Yeah.
They're just authentic horses, being horses, and they're responding honestly to what's going on in the moment.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, so you were very comfortable going deep. Everybody's at different places with that too.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna like pry. I think that's really important for people to know too, especially when there is some trauma.
Yeah.
That I think a lot of people are very nervous to like go there, or like they're like, well, I've kind of like moved past it, so can it just stay in this little box?
Right.
Right. But it is probably impacting so many things, and it's not a judgment, but when we have awareness of it, we can make a choice about it.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think for people to know, like, you get to unpack that at your own speed. It's not like, okay, they do trauma therapy, so like I can't go there, it'll be too scary, right?
Yeah.
But we're trauma competent. We're not gonna dive into that box and like, you know, force it open, but we're able to help you open it and look in there and then put it back away before you go home, right? So I think that's the other fear, is sometimes people go, it's like Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop, right? Once that lid is open, oh, I'm gonna be a mess, and I don't wanna do that. But that's not the case when you're working with a therapist that understands trauma, right? Like, they're going to help you contain that before you go home.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah. There's a lot of, people have a lot of fears about counseling, but it doesn't have to be a big, scary thing. Yeah. And it can be extremely beneficial. So, yeah.
I 100% attest to that. I was a kid. My mom used to work for a counseling firm.
Okay.
And I went to counseling because she worked there when I was going.
You were the most.
The sessions that I had when I was a kid was like, I blamed it on this for a while, why I never went to counseling, but it was because it was right after my dad left. So you'd go in there, therapist would ask, you know, questions. I'd be like, meh, I don't want to talk about it, you know? So I was a kid. And then after like 5 or 10 minutes, he'd be like, okay, well, let's bring your mom in. And then my mom and him would just be talking about work for the rest of the time of my session. So I was like, okay, this is just what counseling is. Therapists just don't care about me, and I'm just, you know, and that was my whole life. And then I felt like I could just do therapy by myself, and then I would just, or that part of my life that I was so afraid of opening and unpacking, because I left it there, I thought that I could control it, that I could manage it. But at the end of the day, that was controlling and managing me, whether I wanted it to or not, whether I thought it was or not. And to get myself to the point where I was comfortable being able to allow somebody in my life enough where that box was, I was able to start letting that box open and come out and letting stuff pour out, and all praise to God for it, because it was comforting. The Holy Spirit was moving, understanding that what happened to me wasn't my fault, but what I did with it is, and taking that, hi.
The authenticity magnet.
Authenticity magnet. Yeah.
But that's powerful, right? What I do with it is.
And
But I have to make a choice about it.
Have to. And I would 100%, oh my gosh, 100% attest that just in what we were doing here was complete authenticity. Stuff got stirred up that I wasn't even expecting was gonna happen doing this. And I was like, wow, okay. And that just goes to show that it was natural, it was comfortable. And I hope that everybody watching gets to see that same thing too, because this 100% was not staged. Here's authenticity. I would not stand in the middle of this ring when the wind is super cold just to do an interview like this and stage it. I'm not that good of an actor. So this is real and authentic.
Sacrificial with the cold, man. It's very cold today.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. No. Awesome. Awesome. That's good.
So now the fun part is I want to make sure that recorded all of this, because there's always, when I don't have a producer, I always get nervous, did he get everything? I'm like, well, we'll find out.
Shut off 30 minutes ago.
No, we're still good. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Crosstalk. I hope today's conversation left you encouraged and reminded you of the power of community and authentic connection. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, share it with a friend, and let us know what inspired you most. Remember, our community thrives when our local entrepreneurs, ministry leaders, and artists succeed. Until next time, keep showing up, keep dreaming, and keep making a difference.